Hi, everybody. Welcome to StripJourney, a podcast about the dance we all love. This is episode 34. And as I said, I really want to bring to you everybody around the world who dances frame up, who's into frame up. So I'm very excited today to have with me from all the way from Costa Rica, Fernanda. Hi, Fernanda.
Hi,
Great to have you with me. Can you introduce yourself quickly?
I'm Fernanda Sibaja. Yeah, I'm from Costa Rica. Right now, I'm living in the beach. But yeah, I'm a dancer. I'm 32 years old.
I'm already jealous of that I'm living on the beach. Can you tell us a bit about your story? How did you end up with dance? How did you start with dance?
I actually didn't start. I did the pre ballet thing at 4 years, but that's about it. So I didn't learn that much. But I really liked it a lot. Unfortunately, my mom couldn't afford keep having me in this dance ballet thing situation, so I had to stop. But I was the child that if there was a dance group, I would be in the freaking dance group, or like a theater group, I would be there. And so as I grow up, I went to high school, and then these sort of choreographies started happening, like competitions with, like, if they were very lame, they were not awesome, but at the time it was amazing for me. So it's like you have a thematic, I don't know, you are like Beetlejuice, or like, I don't know, something like that, and everybody dressed up, and you create a choreography, and you make the story, and blah blah blah. So it was not actually like a real training, but it was like what put me into it. And then I really tried to to dance. Actually, I really tried to go to a university for contemporary dance. Unfortunately, I didn't pass the audition, so it was like a big bummer for me at 18. I was just like, yeah, this was my dream. So yeah, I just stopped doing it. I would just like go to contemporary dance class here and there as a hobby. And I became a yoga instructor, Pilates, and everything. And then at 27, after the pandemic stopped, it was in 2021, I learned that there was this thing called heel dance. I didn't even knew that existed. So I started going, and I realized like it was everything I always wanted. It was like the best therapy ever. And this teacher knew some frame up. She had done it. So there was not always, but some class here and there we will have frame up, and that would be like my favorite of all. And that's how it started. Then I start just like following all of these frame up girls and like trying to do their tricks at home. And then at 29, which was 2023, I heard like the University of Costa Rica was opening this big program of 3 years for professional dancers. And I just said, like, I'm just gonna try again. I will audition, and I passed. And now I just finished it last year. So I had like the everyday classes from Monday to Friday program. So it was like I got to live my dream a little later in life, finally. And then this year I went to London alone. I was very nervous, to be honest, being there. I was just like trying to be like compose myself to make it. And yeah, that's my story, I would say.
There's so many little pieces in there that I'll try to revisit as we talk. It's really really interesting. I love also the drive, as you said. You kept on going until you got into a program, and yeah, it's never too late. It's a really really cool story. So for frame up, you basically took a few classes and then you were training on your own.
I mean, we did some class. She would explain us a lot of things and how it was working, like the influence of Anastasia, and how she mixed some contemporary dance with also like these crump like some of things like very sharp and the heels and all of that. So on that, I had like the heels, and we start trying to do some things, but it was like a mix of exotic dance with frame up. It was like a mix, and then yeah, then I stopped dancing there. In this program, I start like researching more on my own and looking for more videos, and I end up paying a online class with the girl in London that she has, and like it was
Hmm.
quite eye opening, quite difficult when I did it, but it was very good because I felt like at least I could understand a little more before going to with Anastasia. And so yeah, it was mainly just that because I mean, when you're in Costa Rica, it's a little hard to have access to all of that.
As I said, this is why it's just so great that you went through it all and you also worked on your own. And then, as you said, you decided to come to London, and that was kind of the first time that Yurasova was also doing certifications outside of Russia. So, how did that feel? How did it feel for her to call you in selects and stuff?
I was just dreaming. I feel like I was so lucky. I think it was November, and I was just like, I really want to do this frame up thing. How can I do it? Why is so hard in here? And I just like Google it, and I got that. It was like from heaven. I just Googled like I
A
need
sign.
you. Where can I go? And then I saw that and was like, oh my God, there is a certification. And so yeah, I did everything. But thank God I got a job as a dancer in the National Theater during that season. So they paid me really good. So I could pay for that thing and going to London. So that it was like everything just happened at of the perfect timing. So yeah, it was crazy. Then to be with Anastasia, yeah, she's very strict. She's like so sharp, so intense. I was just like, Jesus. I think the first class I was so nervous, and I had to like to talk to myself like, you need to do it better. You need to show up a little bit more because um, if not, you're not learning. If you're not like going there, being more like in the center, like trying to learn to see her well. If you go in the back, it's even harder. And I'm super tiny, so I need to be more like in the front to watch. So yeah, it was intense. And then of course, like when you get picked in the select group, I was just like I wanted to cry, but I was
No pressure.
I was just like, I'm just gonna try. Um, and yeah, it was like so many emotions at the same time because I wasn't even expecting that. I just was hoping to make it average because I didn't had that much training on it, but I did train a lot in general just to be able to do whatever I could in the moment. So yeah, that was it.
And you did the exam and you passed the exam.
Yeah.
What kind of feedback did you get?
Okay, I got that I had very good leg movements, that I needed to work a lot on my sharpness. That's my biggest issue because she tells you the truth right up front. And she's like, you are very flowy. You can do whatever you want with your body. You're very acrobatic. But you need to be more sharp, the musicality. And you know how she talks. And at that moment, I was like, I'm not gonna get this. And then she was like, but okay, relax. You're gonna get there. And so that made me just breathe so much because, like, she's so tough, and you're like, but thankfully that happened. So after that, she kept talking to me that she hoped that I can keep going to more classes because of course it's my first time, and like if I'm being a representative, but I also need to keep like polishing my stuff, which I completely understand. And yeah, but I was like, I am glad for her honesty, and that's like a big push for you to keep trying.
Yeah, exactly. Because you don't just want to get a like, okay, that's fine.
No, it's just like you have to keep going, you have to keep doing your stuff and keep practicing because if not, you're not gonna be good. And actually, that's true because I do want to keep on having the certification. So I do need to keep on that.
And then when you came back, do you plan to teach or are you teaching?
When I came back, I did give a one-on-one class, and it was like one of the most amazing things that I could ever have done in my entire life. I was just enjoying it so much that it's like you're working because she was paying me to give her like a personal class, but I was just enjoying it so much. She was enjoying it, so it ended up being double the time. I'm very happy and I'm very lucky because I share a house with another dancer and we have a mini studio. So we can teach classes in there. And so I was able to teach it in my own class, and to have that opportunity is amazing. And so, yeah, I'm planning to work more on that. I'm working on it also because, Costa Rican dancers can be amazing on commercial heels and everything. But with these things, it's a new language. So it's a bit hard to teach on the first time. So you have to be very clever in how to do it to don't frustrate people. Because I know it's a very difficult, very, very, very difficult type of dance. So I'm trying to create like step one, step two, and then we create this choreography. So I'm trying to make that possible.
But you mentioned there was somebody else in Costa Rica. So there is what now? Two teachers in Costa Rica?
Yeah, there is Fabiola Loria. She teach me so much, and I owe her so much. And I think there is a girl called Monica Calderon that also has it. They both went together years, like 5 years ago or 6 years ago, to get it. Unfortunately, they are not teaching frame up, which I would love. But thanks to Fabiola, I could learn what is this, because I didn't even knew any of that. I was For me, even like dancing on heels was like, is that even possible? And I was already 26, so I was like, wow, that's so cool. But it was very just like a new world. What it calls my attention the most is like the craziness of the frame up. It's not just commercial. It's just like it has, I don't know, it has something that touches more deeply inside my body. I don't know. It's not just looking sexy. And sometimes it's not even
Mm.
that. So I think that's what it's so interesting to me of this type of dance.
I think it's also this because it can be anything. I think it started more as sexy, but nowadays it can really be anything.
Yeah.
And that's the amazing thing. Everybody can find themselves in it.
Yes, exactly.
You have some plans then for teaching and for classes. That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans to travel for learning more or
Yes, of
like
course.
master classes or something?
Yes, of course. I would love to go actually with this girl. Like, she sent me an invitation after the certification, and she's like
Mhm.
amazing. Her name is Nastya. I think Prague or something. And I just want to take classes with her. I love her style. I love how she does it. That's like, right now is one of my goals, to be able to go there and start like at least take 2 or 3 personal classes with her to like learn. If there was like a workshop with her, I would go. But yeah, I really like her way. I honestly have no idea how to go to Russia right now with everything. It looks very difficult to get there. So I would love to go to try it there for sure, because you have the best ones in there. But
Mm.
yeah, I don't even know how to get there. And the fact that like the Russian language is hard to understand.
Yeah.
Now I would love to go with her. I know there is one in Barcelona. If I'm able to make the money for that, I will try. I think it's in August.
So you also teach, you said yoga and Pilates, and you've been pretty active. I've seen on social media about exercising and everything.
Yes, I'm a teacher, and I had an eating disorder that, and it all started like with being a yoga and Pilates instructor. You start having this sort of I don't know, weight that people put on you. I remember that, I don't know, I was very young, and like this woman would come to tell me like that the other girl that teaches Pilates, she wouldn't take a class because she was not thin enough. And that stuck in my brain so much. So then I was like, okay, then I'm the thin, but I have to be more thin. So it was like that pressure of like I need to look a certain way, when actually that other girl at the time knew way more than me. I was actually loving to go take classes with her because she had so much knowledge. I was just starting to teach Pilates. No, and it like it broke my heart to think that and it's true, like people think that just because you have a certain body you're better, and honestly that is so far from the case. When I got extremely slim and everyone was like praising my body and telling me like how awesome, I was feeling my worst. I had no energy. I was like in the worst humor, like I wanted to kill everyone because you're hungry and you're trying to maintain in there. So at the end of the day you're holding on to something that doesn't work. And it took me quite some time to realize it. And so I'm now trying to teach in a way that supports women, and that's the public that I want to get. Nothing against men. It's just like I rather help women to train as a woman, especially because all the studies, all the data are done in men. So when we
Mm.
see like all of these low carb diets, all of these things, that's good for the men. They are going to thrive on
Yes.
that. They are going to thrive on the intermittent fasting, and the not women that
Mm.
like fucks our hormones basically, and our cortisol and everything. So and that happened to me. I lost my period for 6 months, and even though I was eating good, I couldn't, like I didn't had it back, and I was like, what is going on? What did I do to my body? This is so intense. And so right now what I'm trying to do is like a change of mentality. I don't want people
Mm.
to train to look like somebody else. I want them to train because they want to feel good with their bodies. They want to feel empowered and strong, not because they need to look a certain way. If a pair of pants doesn't fit, just buy another one or look for other one, and that's it, move on. Don't be like holding on to them to the moment where you can wear them. That's that's stupid and lame, and I used to be like that, and now I'm like all the time that I wasted on like silly things in your head. So yeah, I'm trying to teach more from that perspective rather than telling people that they need to like do hours of cardio, restrictive diets to have the body of their dreams, because the body of their dreams is more of a state of mind. I feel like to really have the body of your dreams is a transformation that needs to be emotional and mental, not
Mm.
just physical, because as I said, I was the thinnest, so the physical was there, and I was the most sad, angry person. So why would you want that if you're like having that problem? So yeah, that's
Yeah.
my journey in that.
No, and I love that you say that because yeah, I'm a scientist by training, and I know how little we know about females and female bodies. And as somebody who's actually going through menopause, so I'm a little bit older. The whole point to me is this: that as we go through our lives, our bodies change because with women, with the hormones, some things change because it's also out of your control. And it's actually, I also had, like, I used to be super fit. I used to play basketball professional and stuff, and then going through change, it really hits you. Really, like, I don't like how I look anymore. I want to go back to looking like I was when I was 25, which is not possible. I think it's just so important to be open about these things, and it's so important to have role models like you. As I said, I also love that you kind of fulfilled your dance dream also a little bit later. It's not that late, but later. and then you still kept on going, and you look amazing. When I saw the acro you were doing when we were at the convention, I was like, oh my god, who is this? You're so amazing. So I think it's really important to speak up, to be the role model, to help people find their way. Also because right now we're going back to this phase where there's so much images on social media for young women, everybody telling you what you should do, without necessarily having the backing about it, and yeah, all the medications that's nowadays available.
And
It's
no,
crazy.
it's like now all the Hollywood people are going for like the mega extra thin body. And like that's what
Mm,
people is seeing, and it's like, oh, I need to look like that, and that's like just unsustainable. I think like the brain will get crazy when you stop eating. Your animal brain will like go after. What I think is very important to be able to make it is to like clean all of your social media from that, like from all of the fitness girls, because I've seen very big accounts of like skinny life, or like how to be like, and like this girl is like, oh, I buy the cup of ice cream, but I just take 2 spoons and then I just leave it there. And I'm like, is that your real, what the fuck is that your real advice to people? Like, no, it shouldn't be like that. And it's scary to have that information out there. It shouldn't be like that. And as you said, like, women with cycles, with our hormones, it's just like we cannot train the same. We have to. And I also think like we need to train more smart. It's not about
mm,
dying in the gym for hours. I don't even do that. It's about training more smart, having your cortisol levels good, because if they are like all the way in like all the directions, then it's very impossible to lose or gain weight. But yeah, I think it's very important to research well and make sure that whatever you're applying into your routine, it's for real good for women.
mm, yeah, yeah, absolutely. So and I also kind of what I love with the, at least the framework community also around the world and stuff. I think it's because we all started learning later, because we only found out about this dance later. I think it's so nice because there's so much variety and different things, different people, different backgrounds. I think that's also quite healthy for a community.
Yes, I like to see that a lot. Actually, this girl, Vaina Basanova,
Oh,
love to
yes.
see her. And she's not like the thinnest girl. And
Yes.
to me, she's amazing. She's, I just love to see her dance. And she doesn't need to be like this to do amazing things. It's just like that idea that you need to be so thin to be able to dance well. Like, no way. Here in Costa Rica, we have this girl that is a dancehall teacher, and she's a curvy girl, and she's like the most acrobatic, athletic girl ever. And you don't need to be a freaky stick to do stuff. Her name is Nairobi, by the way. And yeah, she's like very famous here in Costa Rica doing dancehall, and like just to watch her, like I'm like, wow, I love to see different bodies in dance. For me, that's very important in dance, in fitness, in everything. Like,
Mm.
um, to have different role models. That's very important.
But thank you for sharing. This is so important. Let me just go a little bit back to dance. And as I said, I mentioned acro, and you mentioned you did a lot of acro also through your training. I saw you incorporate that a lot. Do you do this normally for your choreos and things?
Yes, my choreographies are usually very acrobatic. That's why it's a little hard to teach that in Costa Rica, because it's not like that easy in the first class. Here in Costa Rica, usually the girls that teach heels, like, get me to it's right,
Hello. Oh, so cute.
get me to help them to help their students with the acrobatic stuff. So I'm usually like
Mm.
going to give a workshop on acrobatic, on how to dance and do acrobatic stuff with the heels. And I really specialize on that because I have a big contemporary dance background. So I think that's my strength, I would say, the acro stuff. That's what I do the
Okay.
best. And that's what I'm trying to hold on to differentiate from the others and to have my own
Mm.
style. But as well, it's hard to teach that in Costa Rica. I have to be more beginner friendly in that way, because you also want girls to feel very good in the class. It's not like a class to feel frustrated, but to feel like, wow, I made it. I made something new today.
And what advice would you give to people who are interested in learning frame up and who are just starting out?
Well, honestly, just do it in whatever way possible. Like what I would do is like I will take a video screen of the video in Instagram, and then I would go to this app and put it like in more slow motion and to try to understand the movements, because when you see them so fast it's impossible, but then you start like, oh, it's this like this, depending on where you are. Clearly, if you're like in a country like mine or like Panama or something like that, but we don't have that teachers or classes, I would say like do that. And then I think you also have a lot of options online. So I think
Mm.
that's a really good way. I did it with the London girl, and that helped me a lot to like understand even more. So at least to try online, and then you can save some money and try to go to all these other places. It's so sad that it's yeah that we got to learn about it so late in life, but I think it's never late, to be honest. Like, look, with me,
It's not.
it is definitely not late. I was never like a gymnastic. I mean, I always get people that them like, oh, you did gymnastic. Like, I didn't have the my mom couldn't pay for those things. And but I did train a lot when I was like from my 22 to this age. I did train a lot, and I was not doing acrobatic stuff, but I was training. And I think that helps a lot the body to be able to do whatever acrobatic you need. If you have the core straight, you're able to do all of these other things. So, of course, like if you want to do frame up, you have to pair it with a good training to be able to do what they are doing, because it's hard. So it's a mix
Yeah.
of things. I think just do it, just try it, and just enjoy it. It's not about being the best. There are there are already the best ones in Russia. It's okay, but it's about like really enjoy it and feel like empowered, because that's how I feel when I do it. Like, wow, this feels good. I think that's how
Yeah.
it should be.
And we talked about some people, but do you have somebody who's like your frame up inspiration or icon?
Yeah, there is Belok Vero. She's
Mm, Veronica, yeah.
and this Kopcheva.
Mm, mm, yeah.
Yeah, they are
Juliana, yeah.
Russian. And other one that is Acrosopha.
Hmm.
Amazing. For
Yeah.
me, those three, like I really like it because they mix it, they do these crazy things, and it's like what I like the most. But yeah, those are like amazing girls. And again, this Nastya Hinak, I love her, and I feel like she's a really good dancer.
Yeah, yeah. She is amazing. I'm trying to get her to talk to me. Please talk to me, Nasta. Do you have like a favorite choreo you've learned or some project you've joined? And it can be outside of frame up, maybe from your other dance career.
Yeah, the favorite project, I guess, it was like the dance program that I was able to be part on. Even though I was with a lot of like 18-year-old girls, I feel like that made me feel younger. And I think like yeah, that project changed my perspective on life and the things that I can achieve after after you think that your life is just gonna be yoga and Pilates and that's it. And then to be able to pass the audition and to be there was just so nice. We did a bunch of choreographies per semester, and they were like acrobatic and they had everything. So I think that was my biggest project, because that after that, like I was finishing my last year and I got my first job as a dancer in a season for a Christmas thing in the National Theater. So I was just like, wow, this, like, I never even, like, I thought that I was going to finish this and that was it. But I got a job right from a teacher that recommended me. So it was just like amazing. So it's never too late. I would say, like, doesn't matter the age. If you want to try it, just like, I love to see the videos of this woman that start doing marathons at 44 or something like that, or start doing a new thing at like 80 years old, and you're like, if she could, I can for sure. So yeah, that's what I'm living with.
Do you have your own favorite choreo that you made?
Yeah, I think it was the one that I presented on. I've never take a video of it. The one that I presented on the exam, because I used like a Latina song, and I was feeling the lyrics and yeah, and all of that, and I was mixing my acrobatics and all of that with it. So that's my favorite. Maybe I will make a video of it someday.
Yes, please make a video. Yes.
Yeah, that's my favorite one of all.
Describe frame up in one word.
Sharp, very very hard and sharp.
That fits. Yeah. You mentioned already about giving that one class, but do you have any other memorable moment of being a teacher, a dance teacher?
Yeah, I would say that, you know, when you're teaching acrobatics, it's very hard, but when they made it, it's like the biggest, um, I don't know, like you feel grateful, they feel happy, and it's like, I don't know, it's just like a full circle. So I think this one time was also with a girl that had an issue with her sensuality. You know, it was a little hard for her. And we were doing this class, and then, I mean, she talked to me after the class of that, but she was able to make this trick, and then after the trick there was like this movement, like it's very sexy. And yeah, she told me like I wanted to sort of cry, but I couldn't. And yeah, then she came up. I felt like just very good that she had the, you know, the capacity to come to talk to me and tell me that. And I don't know, like just to feel like you can move those things inside of someone just in a dance class feels very good. And she, yeah, she's still my friend. Sometimes I give her classes when I'm invited to these other heels classes that I just go as a workshop teacher in there. But yeah, and I always love to see her and see her grow. She's also an older girl that started older, and I think she already has like 2 or 3 years dancing, and I can completely see a change from A to C. I would say, like, and if you stick there, you're gonna do it even if you're like plus 35, because she's plus 35 and she's doing it. So
Ask everybody at the end, do you have any messages for people who are listening?
in general, what I would always say is move your body no matter what. Go on a walk, do whatever, but move your body. Your body is meant to be moved, not to stay in a chair the whole day. And do it in a way that you're cherishing your body, like you're being thankful, not as a punishment. And yeah, that's what I would just say.
Those are great words. I work in the office, so I need to remember to do that more often.
Yeah, no, I mean, most of the people that I work with have an office job, and I know it's very hard sometimes, especially after you finish, you're like, I don't want to move my body. That's the hard part. My biggest tip is like, just do 10 minutes. After those 10 minutes, you might want to do more. That's usually what happens. You do the 10-minute
Yeah.
video, and then you're like, okay, I want to do another one, because the hormones, like, you start releasing things, and you're like, okay, I want to do more. Just do 10 minutes, only that. And then you tell me.
And it will come.
It will
Excellent.
come.
All right. with these great words, I'm gonna say thank you. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here with me.
Thank you for telling me to do this.